Hey. Okay. So this is day 340, which means I have 25 days to go, right? Yeah, 365, 25 days. Yeah. Crazy. It's crazy that this 365 day live is coming to an end. And I'm still mind blown that I did it and that I'm continuously showing up. So it's kind of cool. So now I'm here in Whistler, officially here in Whistler, and I'm sorry, my nose is really itchy. Stop. Okay, so officially in Whistler. But actually what I do want to talk about is I want to talk about a little bit about like my business, because like I know I've been quiet for the past bit, throwing some stuff here and there about what's going on, what I'm focusing on. And the reason being is just because like I'm very much like I want to navigate my business of like how it feels easy and natural, and I don't want to force it. I don't want to be sitting here and like constantly popping up like, here's ways to work with me, here's ways to work with me, here's ways to work with me. Like, to me it doesn't resonate. And I mean, like, if it resonates for other entrepreneurs and coaches to do it that way, by all means go for it. It's what works for you, it's what feels right for you. And yeah, like I'm a projector, so for us it's like very much like a different vibe, you know. Like, we don't need to run around like Manny Jeds and generators, like being like, whoop, this that, like, you know. And like, if there are some projectors that do it that way, that's cool. Like, it just means it's in alignment with you, and if it works, that's amazing, and if it feels good, awesome. And I think there's also more to it than just like the, you know, human design type and your authority that comes into play with this. It also has to do with your profiles, your gates, and everything. And for me, I'm a 2-4 profile, which is very much a hermit. I have the hermit and the opportunist. So it's very much like I like my alone time and stepping back. And then, but I also like to socialize and using my network. And I have noticed that in terms of like my business, it is very much using my network. It is very much me meeting people through friends of friends in person, or it's through friends of friends online. And then that is how I receive invitations as a projector for people to wanting to work with me, maybe not right away or down the future. They get curious and they're like, like, this is what, you know, I offer. This is what is interesting for people. And I do believe that maybe in my business, like, I mean, I'm saying this now, it could obviously change down the road, but I feel like my business is going to be going through seasons depending on the invitations, right? Because, again, I can sit here and talk about, you know, certain programs or certain offers I have, but if there's no invitations around there, or if there's no invitations coming through or people wanting to learn about it, then in my experience, I say like, okay, like maybe it's not meant for me to focus on this yet. So I'm trusting that. So I feel like right now it's like almost this like pause with the money program, which is like, there is nothing wrong with it. It's not that the actual program itself is on pause. I'm right now, I'm just going to have open enrollment. And when the invitations come through, then that's how I'm going to navigate it. And then if it gets to a point where I have enough on my plate that my schedule is full, then that is when I'll be like opening and closing the enrollment for that. And so right now that there isn't any pull towards that money program in receiving invitations or people asking me about it, which is totally all good. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I know that the program that I offer is good. I know it is a good program. It's just that maybe this is not the season for it, because I've been getting invitations for other things in my business. So I've been getting invitations primarily recently for inner child healing and shadow work, which is what I want to talk to you about in a moment. And so that has been the focus. of what's been coming through in terms of working with me. And I haven't really created a inner child healing shadow work program. I haven't because it's part of my one-to-one coaching. It's part of like like working with me one-to-one. You work with me one-to-one, it's inner child healing and shadow work, hands down. Like, it's very much like that, the life coaching aspect of like, what are your dreams? What are your goals? How can we make that into reality? And then, like in that aspect of the, like of what I focus on. And then it's the inner child healing, like, inner child healing behind it. And I also have focused on people who want to heal certain aspects. So I have done, like people who need help with like eating, like emotional eating and overeating. And so I've done a little bit of that, but the focus isn't so much on the eating part. It's more on the inner child healing and shadow work. So people come to me usually because they have this specific, goal in mind or something that they want to heal about themselves. And then we just do the deep inner work. And then from there, that ripples out. So let's talk about that a little bit of like, what is inner child healing and shadow work if you're not aware of it? If you are aware of it, know that this is something I do offer. And this feels like the season for you to dive into that. And you love my energy, you connect with me, send me an invitation. Now, know that I am a Scorpio. Know that I am a projector. So we are going to go deep. It's not going to be surface level stuff. I go deep. I go to the root because I can't ignore that. I navigate that naturally, and it is part of who I am. So, inner child healing, shadow work. Basically, anything we want from life, anything we want, like new things, we want to buy new things, we have certain goals, we want to heal our relationship with money, we want to get, we want our relationships to improve, our like friendships to improve, all those things is surface level, right? Like, or even building a business, it's all surface level. I like to call it surface level because I'm a Scorpio, so surface level. Run with me here. And it's like, yeah, there's certain things that will come to us really easily that we were like, okay, here are the steps that we need to take it, like X, Y, Z. Okay, boom, 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 do it, done, goal completed, check mark, perfect. But then there's other things that there's a little bit more resistance towards. There's a little bit more hesitation towards it. There's still like some limiting beliefs like attached to it. There's still a story you're telling yourself. And with that inner child healing, it's to figure out what that story is and where did it come from. So a lot of the times that what has happened is that we had a situation that happened maybe at 5, 6, 10, 12, 15 years old, 20 years old, And in that moment, we told ourselves a story. We told ourselves a story about us. And that just gets programmed so deep into our subconscious that we either don't push ourselves in situations, like we don't put ourselves out there in situations, or we play small, or certain things don't come easy to us because like we don't believe it comes easy. Like there's many, many layers around that. And we are not aware of it because it's subconscious. So inner child healing is to get to that root and take that thing that was subconscious, make it conscious, and then begin to heal it. Begin to forgive yourself. Begin to shift the narrative. Look at it from a different perspective. Look at it from a different light. Change the word that you like, the words to the point that you can get behind it and believe it. And that shadow work part is like really looking at the elements of yourself that you don't like. The stuff that you beat yourself up for. The stuff that you don't practice self-love. The ugly stuff about you. Like the stuff that it's the moments you get triggered and you lash out on someone, or like where you manipulated people in the past, or whatever you did. All those things, that's the shadow work. We look at that. And through there, with that shadow work, combining with the inner child healing of where it comes from, understanding yourself a little bit more, a little bit deeper, so that you can begin to heal and shift the narrative and love yourself a little more and forgive yourself, so that you can be free, so that you can tap into the potential of what this world has to offer and create your own reality and achieve the dreams and the goals that you would love to have. Because really, you can do anything. You can have it all. It's all possible. It's all nothing is impossible. But a lot of times we hold ourselves back from the things that we want, from the experiences and opportunities that are actually laid out right in front of us. So that is kind of like the work I do with that inner child healing shadow work. It is deep work. It's not fluffy, airy. Again, I'm a Scorpio projector, hollow. It's not fluffy stuff, but I can hold it. I can hold space for you. And I give you the direction. I give you the guidance. I give you the things to do, right? Because everything in life is all a balance, right? You have the surrender, you have the trust, and then you have the doing. And sometimes when it comes to healing, there is a lot of surrender and trust, because healing takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. But then there is there's moments where you're like, but how? How do I do this? And I give you the how. I give you the breadcrumbs. I give you the guidance and the direction where you need to go next. And it is based on you. It is based on who you are, what your human design is. It is based on where you're at in your life. It is all about you. And so I give you those steps. And then it's up to you of doing the work. It's up to you of, getting it done. It's up to you to heal. It's up to you. That's where you have that choice. I'm not here as someone that is gonna hold your hand and, check in on you 24/7 and be like, are you okay? Did you do XYZ? Did you do the homework? Did you do this? That's not the coach I am. There are coaches like that who are more the accountability style coaches. For me, I really much practice a very much I have broken a lot of levels of codependency as who I am as a person. And so I practice this a lot with my clients, my friends, my relationships, everything. I am very much I won't hold on to you. I will let you, it's important for you to experience it and try it for yourself and explore and get curious about it. But I am here to hold space. I am here to be there for you. I am here to give you the tools and the guidance and show you a different perspective, shift your mindset around it, give you examples on how you can view things differently. So that is my coaching style is very much that. And so that is the work we do together. And I do believe doing inner child healing and shadow work, it is very important to have somebody that can hold space for you for all of that, because it is very deep work and it can bring a lot of triggers. It can bring a lot of old wounds surfacing. It is a lot, and it is heavy at times. It could be really heavy at times, and other times it could be a little lighter. But having someone there, and doing it with someone, I know I've done it. I've definitely done it where I've hired mentors and coaches and done it alongside with them. I've also done it where it's been on my own, but I had a strong support group in terms of friends and family to hold space for me in that aspect. So it is important, because doing it completely on your own and kind of isolating yourself in that it can be a lot, and it can be really intense. Obviously, it still is your choice. I'm not here to force you to anything, but yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. So so let me know if you like this video, if you have any questions around this topic. I'm gonna have there is gonna be a podcast that's gonna be coming out in a couple of weeks. I was a guest on, where I talk about human design, but I also really go into that inner child healing and shadow work. section. And so I will share that with you guys when that goes on, so that you can kind of understand like the work I do even more. So yeah, like I even have some clients that call me a therapist, you know, so it's really funny. It's kind of like, yeah, like I am kind of like, I guess, that in some ways to people. You can call me whatever you desire. And so that's it. That's what I want to talk about today. I'm going to continue sipping my coffee, and then I'm actually going to like do something with my hair. I really do need a haircut though. Like I feel like right now it's just like long with like no texture whatsoever. So I need to get kind of like a trim, get some layers in there, start making look a little more alive. So that is definitely an intention for this month for sure. Yeah. Okay. That's it. This one was a longer video, but it's all good. I will definitely talk to you all tomorrow. Of course. 365 is continuing on, going on strong. Bye.